Hello, welcome to Dinner Table Belonging. Our guest for today is Mr. Vishwajit Nair, Sign Linguistics Instructor from ISLRTC. Welcome, sir. We have pulao, ferret, and pickle with us for lunch. Try it. Tastes good. I have a question for you. Since you have 26 deaf family members, was your first language ISL or spoken language? Can you share about your experiences growing up? Yes, I was born into a deaf family and growing up saw my parents communicate using sign language. But at the same time, my parents didn't encourage sign language as first language. They were not wrong though. During the 1990s, when I was born, there was no consideration to promote ISL. Instead, they were hoping that speech will provide better job opportunities. Although my parents did communicate through sign language with me, whenever they were interacting, I would secretly watch them, trying to understand. But the moment they noticed me, they would stop or gently move me away. As I grew up, they just let it be. In 2025, working at ISLRTC, you must be using new signs. So, in comparison to the older signs from 1990s, how does your family looks at these new signs? Do they think the old signs were better or the new ones? It's not about which one is better, but my family does think that some of the new signs are good. Yet, when I use some of the new signs with them, they feel strange and different from the signs they know since then. I keep insisting them that these are also ISL sign, even if they differ. They do have a strong grasp of the language. For instance, the signs have evolved for sure. This is the sign for morning and night in ISL. In Mumbai, we use different signs for morning and night, similar to brushing teeth or lighting a candle, but they have disappeared. Also, we have the sign for skill. Earlier, we didn't have any particular sign for skill. Was it like this possibly? Since I have been using the sign for skill, I see that now they have also started using it too. The most exciting part is embracing the change. So, is it that it does not match with their accent? What is it really? It is not about accent actually. They just are not used to seeing these new signs within the family interactions. Maybe if they get more exposure to these new signs, they would adopt those. So yeah, there has been changes. I get it. Following up on that, what about you, Vishwajit? Despite the changes, do you still use the old signs along with the new ones? If there are people who use older signs, then it's fine. But if there are none, with whom would I use those signs? When you talk about your family and their way of communication, is there any nostalgic memory that has stayed with you? Growing up, I saw many kids in my neighborhood being allowed by their parents to go out and spend time outside. Saying this, I used to request my mother if I could go out as well. But she would be concerned who are you going with and where are you going. It was out of their own lived experiences. So she knew she had to be careful with her deaf child. I was made to stay at home only as I watched hearing parents' children playing outside. So, did you wonder it would be better to have hearing parents? That's a funny question. Nevertheless, I am fortunate that my parents gave me a lot of care, while those kids wandered around everywhere and got into trouble. It's alright, there were these pros and cons. Eventually, your life is better. ISLRTC has been a prominent institute for the deaf community for sure. The deaf community has been hoping that since India has 22 official languages. ISL would also be recognized as one. Do you think ISLRTC can support this demand? Of course. Personally, having ISL recognized as the 23rd official language is important. It is a matter of pride for me and for the deaf community. But this decision is made by higher government authorities. What they order will be done. Do you think organizations such as NAD and AIFT can appeal and advocate for this? I'm not part of this, but they can decide and go ahead with it. Okay, poll time. ISLRTC was established in 2015, so it has been 10 years now. Do you think it has a big impact on the deaf community, such as the number of ISL teachers, interpreters, etc.? Yes or no? There were more than 800 total votes. This was the result. 78% voted yes and 22% voted no. So my question for you is, you joined ISLRTC in 2017, right? After these 8 years, what do you think has been the impact of ISLRTC? Can you elaborate on this? I'm grateful to ISLRTC for giving me this wonderful opportunity. Additionally, I have seen a lot of good work has been done, similar to how cities are built. We see what all is required: bridges, roads, water pipelines, etc. So, what all is needed, it is provided and done. So, this has been our experience so far. ISLRTC's work has definitely brought about a lot of change. Looking back, the deaf community has become a lot more confident now. They know more about interpreters and what role they play in comparison to the previous generation students, which didn't have much knowledge access but grew to understand things over time. But students these days have better grasp of things and the ability to raise questions. The children within the community grasp the news within themselves very fast. So there has been a good change. As in through social media videos, not just ISLRTC, but also content from a lot of other social media platforms have helped the children and older people gain confidence. I understand. So that means ISLRTC initiated the work and others followed along. For sure, there was a huge value in the government and other people setting up this institution. It's a long term investment. I have seen some people across India talking about the label of ISLRTC, not ISLRTC, in sign-in. What does it mean? It means that ISLRTC barely does any intensive work. Instead, it's very light. Is that true? Is this the first time you are seeing this sign for ISLRTC? Yes, it feels like it is belittling the institution. That's not right. What are your thoughts? That's their perspective though. I understand where it is coming from. It's like watching a movie multiple times. The title may sound great, but the content can still have flaws. It's the same with ISLRTC. People have their views on the work we have done over the years, but we will keep doing good work regardless. It has grown exponentially since ISLRTC began. People can say what they want. We will keep going. And really, if not ISLRTC, then who? Right, you have a good point. You have been teaching for 8 years now, right? I have seen many ISL deaf teachers say that after getting certified and starting a job, the work can feel monotonous over time. Do you relate to that? And if so, how do you deal with the boredom and keep yourself motivated in your work? It's about the why. I am working for my country. India. When it comes to the nation, you have to fulfill your duty no matter what comes your way. At the same time, students are living individuals. You have to nurture them and support their learning. To explain, take the example of the Indian Army. Even when they are stationed in difficult conditions, they continue to carry out their duties and uphold their responsibility. Likewise, training interpreters and deaf teachers is my responsibility. I can say that you are supporting both the nation and the deaf community. Absolutely. Both go hand in hand. That's my duty. This means for you as teacher, it's not about the money, but the duty. Ah, yes. It's for the betterment of the community. You are currently training DTISL students to become qualified ISL teachers and have taught several batches. However, after graduation, many trained deaf teachers still face limited job opportunities. How can this situation be improved? So, I'm not sure about the specific number, but ISLRTC does have a placement cell. It shares the job opportunities to the DTISL students, and since the course started in 2019, we have had about 125 graduates. Oh, is it? Out of those, 100 students were provided employment or sought on their own. At the same time, I would request all institutes offering the DTISL course to actively look for and create opportunities for their graduates. A collective effort, not just ISLRTC alone. Moving to the next poll question. Nowadays, artificial intelligence is advancing rapidly, and there is even a possibility of AI based interpreters. So the question is, which would you prefer, an AI interpreter or a human interpreter? We received responses from 900 plus participants. 48% of people chose AI interpreter, while 52% chose human interpreters. The results are nearly evenly split. So this makes us think seriously about the future. Do you think AI interpreters will come in use, or AI is going to help the sign language community in the future? Technology is advancing at an astonishing pace. AI will play an important role in the future for sure. For example, when we go to the airports today, we already see face recognition technology being used. So technology will definitely be useful in future. And also, nothing against the interpreters, but AI will come in use eventually. Though in India, it's still in nascent stage due to the lack of ISL content database to be fed into AI system. It might even take 20 years to perfect. After that, if AI can maintain ethics and proper boundaries, deaf people may begin to rely on it as interpreters. It will be affordable, suitable for daily communication, and useful in situations requiring privacy. However, for sensitive and legal situations where there is no margin for error, professional interpreters can still be needed. So yes, AI interpreters will be there, and even now I see technologies emerging like SignGemma. Yes, SignGemma, you are right. SignGemma has the potential to transform the interpreting space. So what happens if interpreters feel stuck at some point? Stuck in what? That they feel uncertain about changing field and job opportunities. Yes, there are alternative opportunities evolving. For instance, AI-based voice transcription can be reviewed by interpreters. New opportunities keep coming up. Also, upskilling in AI is essential to stay future ready. It is important for the deaf people to learn basics about AI as well. Another interesting fact is that recently I got to know that coding is being introduced in textbooks for second and third grade students. I felt amazed seeing that for young children. This is a proof that the deaf will be learning everything in advance compared to our generation. Yes, that makes sense. It is 2025 and you are working as a sign language trainer in ISLRTC. Where do you see yourself in the next 10 to 15 years? Do you see yourself in a leadership role? Perhaps even as the director of ISLRTC? Me? As a future director? Yes, why not? I'm not sure, but I do aspire and remain hopeful. I look forward with excitement to seeing you as the director one day. Wishing you the best. We have many deaf viewers across India. Among them, there are a large number of young people. So, if you have any piece of advice for the audience and their growth, what would it be? I would say they should pursue further education, not stop at 10th or 12th grade, but aim for higher studies. Secondly, take lead to showcase deaf leadership. Thirdly, maintain the allyship between the deaf and hearing people. That's it. Quite important point you raised about the collaboration between the deaf and hearing communities. Thank you so much for the interaction and patiently answering my questions. It was fun. I hope you all enjoyed this. Thank you for watching.